welcome. My name is Annie. Today we're gonna talk about the story of Cho'Gall. In order to understand the importance of his role and position in the Warcraft universe, I will try to make a chronology of the events that took place during the First and Second War, and more after the Warcraft III expansion, following his story through the World of Warcraft universe. Cho'Gall is a two-headed ogre, and the first ogre magi. He actually has two names, one for each head. Cho is the name of his right head, and Gall is his left. Cho'Gall was an initiate of the fifth circle of the Shadow Council. The Shadow Council is a group of mortal warlocks that serve the demons of the Burning Legion. Chieftain of the Twilight's Hammer clan, Cho'Gall was an apprentice of Gul'dan. In his capacity as a chieftain and as the right hand of Gul'dan, Cho'Gall aided his master in the creation of the Death Knights and the Altars of Storm, and in the transformation of normal ogres into ogre magi. Going back in time, we first meet Cho'Gall during the First War. The action takes place in Warcraft Orcs vs Humans campaign. For generations, the Orcs lived in a clan-based shamanistic society that existed in deep harmony with the surrounding natural world. Their peaceful way of life, however, ended when the Shadow Moon clan's chieftain, Ner'zhul, was tricked into forming an alliance with the Burning Legion. When he attempted to back out of the deal, his apprentice Gul'dan eagerly betrayed and succeeded him. Gul'dan's manipulations transformed the Orcs into a unified army of bloodthirsty conquerors, ultimately leading them to drink the blood of the demon lord Medivh and become bound to the will of the Legion. Medivh's master, Gul'dan, decimated the Draenor, enslaved the ogres, and took dark dominion over the world. At that time, the powerful human mage, Medivh, was seeking a way to destroy the kingdom of Azeroth. With the help of Gul'dan, Medivh managed to open the dark portal connecting the worlds of Azeroth and Draenor.
All goes as planned. The Orcs will slay the humans and I will control them through warlock chiefs like Gul'dan. I will lead these misshapen creations to the lost tomb where Sargeras' body is, protected against demon and human, but not against orc, and my form will be free. And then I can shed this lumpish body and weaken spirit and burn this world as it so richly deserves.
Magus Medivh. At the start of the First War, the Bleeding Hollow clan, led by Kilrogg Deadeye, participated in the first attack on Stormwind Keep, along with the Twilight's Hammer clan, led by Cho'Gall. This first attack was an unmitigated disaster for the Orcs, and Deadeye and Cho'Gall blamed the failure on each other. A rift soon grew that threatened to rip the Horde apart before it had even begun its conquest of Azeroth. Gul'dan quickly stepped in to kill the problem, reinstalling Blackhand as the leader of the invasion. Doomhammer was one of Blackhand's most trusted lieutenants, commanding a number of battles against the forces of the Kingdom of Azeroth. Orgrim was less and less convinced about the decisions Blackhand made, and was growing more suspicious about Gul'dan's motives. When Gul'dan fell into a coma, trying to probe the mind of the dying Medivh, Orgrim took his chance to seize power by killing the war chief, becoming the leader of the Horde, and leading the Orcs to victory in the First War. Unlike Blackhand, Doomhammer decided he would not be a puppet to Gul'dan and his Shadow Council. Doomhammer captured Garona and tortured her into revealing the location of the Council, seeking to destroy it, because he believed it to be a corrupting influence over the Horde. Orgrim then killed as many warlocks and members of the Shadow Council as he could manage, leaving only a couple of lesser warlocks, Cho'Gall and Gul'dan, alive. The novel Tides of Darkness by Aaron Rosenberg focuses on the events of the Second War. After killing the corrupt warchief Blackhand, Orgrim Doomhammer was quick to seize control over the Orcish Horde. Now he is determined to conquer the rest of Azeroth so that his people will once again have a home of their own. The story begins in Lordaeron. Thousands of ships approaching the sleepy village of South Shore. The refugees, fleeing a terrible battle, were led by Anduin Lothar, the Knight Champion of Stormwind, together with the mage Khadgar and Prince Varian Wrynn. Their goal was to reach Capital City and speak to the king. They didn't want to give the Horde the time to move again. When Gul'dan awoke, he found that the new war chief had destroyed the Shadow Council, branding the Warlock caste as traitors and executing many of them, and intended to slay him as well. Begging at Doomhammer's feet, Gul'dan reminded him that with the Shadow Council gone, he was the last true sorcerer within the Horde, and that they would need him against the human wizards. The Warlock promised that he would create an army of all-powerful necromancers loyal to the war chief. Cho'Gall aided his master in the creation of the Death Knights. During the Second War, Gul'dan was able to acquire High Elven runestones to use in his effort to create ogre magi for the war effort. Cho'Gall and his clan did fight during the Second War, but didn't do anything of much importance until the attack on Kel'Thalas. Just before the battle, he transformed several ogres into two-headed monstrosities using Elven runestones. During the siege of Lordaeron, Gul'dan withdrew the Storm River and Twilight's Hammer clans, dividing the Orcish forces and leaving the remaining clans under Orgrim Doomhammer at the mercy of the armies of the Alliance. Gul'dan had discovered the location of the tomb of Sargeras and raised the sunken ruin from the Great Sea in an attempt to claim the Eye of Sargeras for his own.
Ambushed by the Guardians, I am dying. If my servants had not abandoned me, I could have claimed the Eye and... Damn you, Sargeras. I won't be beaten like this. I am Gul'dan. I am darkness incarnate. It cannot end like this.
Upon opening the tomb, however, Gul'dan was annihilated by the demons inside. Cho'Gall managed to survive with the remnants of his clan when Gul'dan was torn to shreds by demons during his quest to find the Eye of Sargeras. Fleeing to Kalimdor and taking refuge within the ruined city of Ank'Raj, Cho'Gall tried to bring Khatun, the old god of chaos, back to life. Khatun had been recently slain by adventurers, but Cho'Gall hoped to resurrect the evil deity via the sacrifice of the latest guardian of Tirisfal, Medivh. Deformed and driven half-mad by Khatun, Cho'Gall was seemingly slain by Medivh. Relocating to the Twilight Highlands, Cho'Gall and the Twilight's Hammer cult allied themselves to the old god's greatest weapon, Deathwing, helping to bring about his return to Azeroth and causing the Cataclysm. They were in the process of conquering the Twilight Highlands, and indeed had already claimed most of it. Cho'Gall personally sent assassins to Stormwind and Orgrimmar to kill King Varian Wrynn and War Chief Garrosh Hellscream. These attempts on the two leaders' lives pushed both factions into open war with the Twilight's Hammer. Cho'Gall retreats to the Bastion of Twilight. He is killed in the battle against the adventurers of the Alliance and Horde. Final note: he appears as the final boss of the normal mode. However, on Heroic he is the second to last, as the true final boss is Sintaria, also known as Sinestra, who have been revived by Deathwing and Cho'Gall. In Warlords of Draenor, a younger version of Cho'Gall appears as one of the leaders of the Shadow Council led by Gul'dan. As a player, you encounter Cho'Gall as you arrive in Draenor. After refusing to drink the blood of Manoroth, Grommash Hellscream captures Cho'Gall, Gul'dan, and Tarongor, the leaders of the Shadow Council. He wants to use them to power the portal from Tanan's jungle, but the Shadow Council leaders will escape. Gul'dan makes plans to seize control of Draenor and summon the Burning Legion. He will give Cho'Gall the task to travel to Nagrand and take control over the Naru Kure.
Cho'Gall, we'll finish your Frostfire business together. I'm sending you to Nagrand to subjugate the Naru and our Shogun. I will crush it!
The Pale on the key.
All I require is its limitless power.
Cho'Gall manages to corrupt Kure and use its power for his own. Gul'dan demands that Cho'Gall hand over Kure's power to him, but Cho'Gall betrays him and uses his new void magic to fight Gul'dan off.
Cho'Gall, I sent you here to enslave this thing. Where is my power, ogre? Your power?
It's my power!
You will obey, disciple. Hand over its reins. I think not.
We're done taking orders from you.
We've learned much from Quore.
We're writing a book.
You're insane. Run away, old man!
Soon, Heimel will burn. Then, the world.
Cho'Gall then heads to Heimel to take control of the runestones that serve as the source of the Sorcerer's King's magic. Arriving to Heimel, we see Kargath defeated. Cho'Gall slays Morgok, hoping to gain control over the runestones. However, he's being slain. In Heroes of the Storm, Cho'Gall is a warrior. While Cho has the tankiness and the ability to actually move, his companion head Gall is the heavy damage part of the team. This has been the story of Cho'Gall. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your comments in the section down below. I would be very happy to hear your opinion. Bye bye!